Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing great. So today's reading is for those of you in soulmate, divine soulmate, twin flame, twin soul connections where there is a karmic element involved, all right? It's interesting because in last week's reading, even though that wasn't the theme of the reading, the karmic partner or karmic element did show up. So I feel like there's a lot going on in the collective right now for those of you in this type of a situation. I'm actually going to try to keep it a little short this time around. So normally I would look at the masculine's energy towards the karmic partner, karmic situation, as well as their energy towards their feminine. In this one, I'm just going to look at their just overall energy and kind of combine it. But that's because I will also take a quick look at the situation from the karmic perspective or the karmic situation. All right, so I do the reading as if it is a person, but just take the messages as they resonate. All right, and of course I will also pull a few cards for the feminines as always, as well as what is coming up in the near future, next couple weeks. So let's get into it and see. So I'm gonna start by getting an oracle card for the overall energy for what is going on with the masculines. All right, we have attachment, letting go, restriction, and fear. Okay, so this card has a bit of a mixed energy to it, all right? There is an attachment, obviously, we already know that. That's why you're watching this video. What I'm getting with this very, very strongly is that the masculine right now is trying to let go. They do feel restricted. They do have a fear. That is the barrier, which again, for most of you, you probably already know that. But they are in the process of trying to release that. I feel like they're going through a phase right now where, because they're bringing it so much to the forefront of their minds, like it's always been in the past, like something that they want to do, something they were avoiding, or and kind of going back and forth between those. Now, that fear is really surfacing more than before because they really have to face it in order to let go. Let's see what else. So it might be a little bit of a difficult time for them. You might be able to notice that if you are in contact, and it's because they're really, that fear is not going away now, that they can't push it aside. They cannot repress that fear. That fear is going to stay there until they face it. So let's see, what else? Yeah, didn't I just say that? All right, wow. Ooh. All right. So first card that popped out is Dark Night of the Soul, which is exactly what I said. They're having a bit of a hard time, more so than in the past, I feel, because again, they're facing that fear. It's going to be really challenging. We also have mute. Okay, so you might notice that they've gone a little quiet, or you might just feel their energy withdrawn from you in some way, and it's because of that dark night of the soul that they're going through. Why? Because look, release and balancing the scales. So this is what they're working towards. I'm not going to sugarcoat this and say that, oh, they're releasing and that's it, they're moving away from that karmic situation just yet. No, I'm not saying that. But that is what they are working towards. That is what this dark night of the soul is here for. And it's really, really strong, and I'm feeling it very, very strong. It's pushing them to release in order to balance out those scales. And that card is also like the Justice card. Okay, so it's a lot of, I feel a lot of weighing things out, a lot of having to make decisions, but these decisions have to be made from a balanced place. All right, and at the moment, they're not really all that balanced because they're going through that dark night of the soul. But that dark night of the soul, again, is here to serve a very high purpose. All right, so let's get some tarot. let's see. Alright, so we have the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Cups. I'm guided only to take cards upright this time around. So what is on their minds a lot right now is this Two of Cups, this love. It's like this is the forefront. This is what is driving them. This is what this whole thing is about. Because they want to have this Two of Cups. And at the moment, they don't have it, right? They're in this Two of Swords energy where they're understanding that they don't have this. The energy of the Two of Cups is not matching their energy at the moment. It's like there's this pause, there's this missing, there's this I don't have everything that I want, I don't have everything that is fulfilling me, and something is missing when it comes to my emotional fulfillment here, my emotional expression, what it is that my soul is calling for with the Page of Cups. Let's see what else. Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Swords, and Judgment. They're undergoing a huge shift at the moment. Again, I keep saying this because it just shows up this way in a lot of the readings, that it's like they've been fighting the wrong battle or trying to win, knowing that something is missing, knowing that they're not happy, knowing that they want to move in a specific direction or that they need to make a change, but they've been going about it in the wrong way. And it's almost like they felt like they were winning, like trying all the alternatives, like this is going to work, that is going to work, I'm going to try this, let me do it this way. And all of these alternatives, for a lot of them, it could have been numbing, for example, drowning themselves in work, avoiding by, I don't know, taking trips, indulging in alcohol or any other substance, thinking that that was going to solve the problem, when actually it was just them betraying their own self and their own truth. All right, so I don't know if I called them out. It's the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Swords, and Judgment. So right now, this is what is changing. The way that they are fighting for this, rather than fighting like this Five of Swords, which is in a way of, again, fighting for it in a way that's betraying their own truth. They're moving from that to Judgment. To finding what the truth is from within themselves. All right, that is what is changing. But again, it's not an easy process. It's like a rebirth. It's like there's that dark night of the soul and then there's Judgment. All right, that rebirth. Knowing that decisions have to be made and these decisions are going to be difficult. And not only that, what is different now, or what this wheel is turning things towards, is making decisions that are going to be for their own good. Putting themselves first, not worrying about hurting other people. All right, so this is going to be especially true for the masculines who have been people pleasers. I understand it can also be true for those who have been very selfish, but again, even selfishness, that's ego being in the way, all right? It's a false identity in many, many cases. Either way, in both situations, that's a form of betrayal. A betrayal to one's own heart and to one's own soul and what it is that they want, what they truly want. That is what is changing. The wheel is turning from that Five of Swords to Judgment. And again, if you look at this image and you see this man in the pot here, right? He's in despair. He's in despair But there is a huge revelation that comes from that, a rebirth, right? And so this is why I'm saying it's not easy. This Judgment card to me is like that dark night of the soul, but from that is going to be a regeneration, a reinventing of oneself. And this time it's from truth, not from that Five of Swords. So I know that this is all very general, but this is the theme of what is going on in their lives. For each of them, these things are going to be playing out in different ways. And I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat every time I do a reading, or almost every time I do a reading. It wants to get all messy like that. All right, let me actually move on to the energy of the karmic situation. And again, it could be a partner, it could be a situation. I am mostly doing this reading as if it is a partner, so again, just take the messages as they make sense. Okay, let's see. All right, wow. Ooh, okay, we have the Magician, we have the King of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. Let me just get 3 more, and then we will see. The Hanging Man, the Two of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Okay. So, starting off the reading with the Magician, and in the combination with 2 kings, the King of Swords and the King of Wands, there is somebody here that is really, really determined, all right? Or if this is a situation, it's a situation that is very, very strong. I feel like when I say strong, I don't mean as in when it comes from a place of love necessarily, because I don't see the cups here, all right? It's the King of Swords and the King of Wands. I see it as it being somebody who is very, very determined, all right? If it is a person, somebody who is possibly, there might be some manipulation, all right? Because I'm only reading upright, so I don't have the Magician in reverse, but I will clarify, all right? I feel like if this is a person, this is somebody who is being very, very set in their own ways. And what they want is what they want. And this is somebody who's not letting go of what they want. They're very determined to have what it is that they want. And if it's a situation, just take that as an energy, all right? It's a very strong type of a situation that pulls, you know, the masculine in with this type of an energy. This is... if this is manipulation here, all right, or what this person is trying to manifest is the Hanging Man, trying to keep things as they are, not wanting to change things. The Hanging Man can oftentimes be a positive card, all right, in terms of taking a step back to look at things from a different perspective. The reason why I don't get that is because of the first 3 cards. All right, and especially having the Hanging Man under the Magician. It's like somebody is manifesting things to stay at a standstill. With the Two of Pentacles being right under the King of Swords, again, it feels like, yeah, you know, no matter how hard things get, this person is still determined to keep things as they are. I feel like it's difficult for them to do this. This person is not having a good time. Or just, again, take the energy as it makes sense. It's something that is very stormy. But ultimately what they want is this Three of Cups. A union, a reconciliation, bringing things to a state of feeling light, as opposed to this storminess of the Two of Pentacles. Alright, because this is what they want right under the King of Wands. So if I were to look at the cards this way for the masculines, they're seeing the truth of what they truly feel, right? Judgment right under the Page of Cups. And it's like that wheel is turning in the direction of them to make decisions based on what they truly want. And what they're seeing was being the betrayal is this Two of Swords not really doing anything about this Two of Cups, which they now want. They want to turn that wheel towards that Two of Cups. All right, towards that love. Where's the love? It's definitely not here in the attachment. And this is obviously an attachment. This is why I'm interpreting the cards in this way, because attachment was our very first card out to begin with. So let's clarify. I actually feel like we don't need to clarify any of the cards for the masculines, but I do want to clarify the karmic side. See, just that whole first row, especially the Magician. Alright, the Page of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is a holding on really tightly. If this is manipulation, there's a lot of that happening emotionally. It's emotional manipulation, like causing guilt, for example, or causing this person, causing the masculine to feel like there would be a huge loss if they were to turn that wheel in another direction. Again, I just want to say this real quick, because if this is a person, not all people that are in the situation of the person playing the karmic role at the moment, they're not bad. They're not bad people necessarily, okay? They're playing this role. It's part of the soul contract, all right, in many situations. They're doing what they are meant to be doing. And for a lot of them, that, you know, well, not for a lot of them, for all of them, they have their own lessons to learn as well. They're struggling. Just like the masculine is. Just like you maybe were in the past, or maybe still are. Okay? But this is just what is happening right now. There's a lot of holding on. And part of the reason why they're doing this, and why they want to manifest this situation to go back to this Three of Cups, to, you know, a state that it once was, when it was fun, when it was light, when it was happy, is because they have a fear, all right? This fear. They have their own fear of loss with this Five of Pentacles. This is why they're holding on so tightly. This is why they want to manifest that. It could be, and for each of them it's going to be different. It could be some sort of insecurity, a deep-rooted fear, self-worth issues, inner child wounds, a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see the Two of Pentacles. The King of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. So there, again, I mean, the King of Swords showing up again. This is giving me like this vibe of, this is how it is and there's no other way. And again, this is because they're very decisive in what it is that they want. For a lot of them, it could be related to finances, okay? So let me not rule that out. For some of them, yes, that could be the case. For others, it's a low sense of self-worth here. They have a really hard time finding this Nine of Pentacles energy within themselves, finding that independence, finding their self-worth from within rather than from within this connection, all right, which is codependency. I feel like with having both the King of Swords and the Eight of Wands, there's a lot of action that is happening at the moment from this Karmic's side, okay? So it could be a whole bunch of different things. It could be things that they're saying. I do feel like there is a lot of things that they are saying that is influencing the masculine. But of course, you know, that has nothing to do with what the masculine does. That's just an obstacle that they have to overcome. To not be affected by what other people are saying. It could also be that they are doing specific things in order to try to get things to go back to this Three of Cups again. All right, because at some point, there was something positive in this connection. All right, let's move on. Let's see what is going on with the feminines, and then we'll see what is coming up in the near future. So for the feminines. Because as I said in the last reading, I know a lot of you have been having a lot of dreams, a lot of strange synchronicities. All right, we have yin yang, creating harmony through balance. Okay, good. So I feel like for you actually, there has been a lot of back and forth, all right, between your two energies, between possibly your own inner feminine and masculine energies, and just a lot of fluctuations when it comes to your balance. Like you can go from feeling very, very balanced the one day to feeling extremely imbalanced and just so ungrounded the next day. And this is something that the feminine has been working on, balancing out and creating that harmony between those energies. And I feel like, you know, really that balance is somewhere in the middle. Like when you're feeling extremely, extremely high, you know, that could be because a part of that might be a little false. It might just be a little bit of ego and a self-defense mechanism. All right, for some of you, just take what resonates. But this message just came through really strongly. All right, let's see what else for the feminines. All right, so we have Divine Feminine and we have Stuck. So yeah, so here's the thing. You are fluctuating between these two energies. It's like one day you feel so divine, you feel like you're in such high vibration, you're on the path, and then the next day you feel like you're back to being stuck. Now, when I say from one day to the next, of course, that's just metaphorically speaking, okay? It could be 1 week and then, you know, the next week, or it could just be a couple of weeks, all right, for when you go back and forth between each energy. But that's what I'm getting here. But this is what you are balancing out from within you, because you're not stuck. You're not stuck. If you do feel like you're going back to a previous energy and you're like, why? I mean, I thought I had passed this. It could just be that there's a little residue there that just needs a little cleaning up. But once you clean that up, you'll be back to where you were in no time. All right? You're not going back to square one, is what I'm getting here. All right, so let's just pull a couple of tarot for you. And then see what is coming up. All right, we got the King of Pentacles, just popped out. Ooh, okay, see, the Two of Pentacles, and I was going to say that when we were talking about just what I just talked about. Even with the very first card of yin and yang, what came to mind was the Two of Pentacles, and here it is. So the King of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Sun. So yeah, you are finding your stability. This is what this back and forth is about. This juggling that you feel like you're going through between those two energies. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a struggle. Not as much as it is here for the karmic partner when the same card came up for them. You can even see the difference in the images. See here how stormy the weather is, how difficult it all looks. Whereas here, it's like, okay, you know, I got this. I'm balancing on my tippy toes. I have balance. I'm not falling over. Yeah, it takes some effort, but I'm doing it. I'm finding that harmony. I'm finding that balance. And just to confirm that even more, we have the Sun. All right, so you are moving in the right direction here. You are grounding yourself. And if you don't feel grounded, then take this as a message to just focus a little bit on your grounding. Okay, and if you don't know how to do that, there's like so much information online. Just look it up and you'll find a ton of information. Okay, but overall, you are moving towards that harmony here with the Sun. So if you feel like you're off track, you're not. That's actually part of the lesson. That's part of the process. To have a little bit of that back and forth so you can find your balance. Okay, so let's see what is coming up in the next couple of weeks or so for the masculines. Alright, we have the Five of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Alright, so the masculines are going to, I feel like it might still be a little bit of that dark night of the soul, but even for them, it's like it's mixed in with these, it's like the negative feelings of the dark night of the soul, but it's mixed in with the memories and that feeling of wanting stability. Wanting a union, wanting that Two of Cups, wanting that love, wanting what is secure, but what is really secure. Not just what gives me a false illusion of security and using that security for ego or just to avoid my fears. All right, this is the Four of Wands. This is a coming together, this in a stable way, and having very, very, just a very, very strong bond with somebody, all right? This is their divine counterpart here. So those feelings are mixed in with the dark night of the soul, which is going to start expressing itself as sadness and guilt. All right, a lot of guilt for what has happened when it comes to their divine feminine, their own actions, and taking responsibility for that. That's how I'm seeing this, taking responsibility for this guilt, feeling guilt, but also knowing that they are responsible for what has happened. This is also like an energy of thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past if you have been together, and just really feeling a sadness and a loss when it comes to this connection and feeling responsible for that. Let's get one more. Ooh, Justice just flew out, or just flipped over. So they're moving in the right direction, okay? They are going to be in this mode of making decisions, knowing that they are responsible for their own lives. Justice, again, is all about balance, right? When we had balancing the scales. That's what they're moving towards. Releasing the attachment and moving towards justice, towards that balance. So there's a lot of balancing going on, a lot of back and forth, a lot of like polarities and just different extreme energies coming together in order to find that balance. All right, that's like an overall thing I feel for everybody. So let's see see for the karmic situation or person, we have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. That's a lot of swords. That's a lot of swords, and I feel like it's continuing on in like in the same in the same way as the current energy, right? There's a lot of disagreeing with conversations or within conversations. Again, I feel like they're still going to stay set in their ways because that's just what they are meant to do. They might have clarity over the situation. I do feel like there is a lot that they do see, and I say that also because of the Ace of Swords. Knowing the truth, but again, denying that truth. With the Two of Swords being right smack in the middle of the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Like having that clarity, but not agreeing with it. If that makes any sense. So it really doesn't matter. Okay, this person, if it's a person, is not going to agree with decisions that the masculine is going to be talking about. And if anything, they might be taking actions against that. There is no seeing eye to eye. Like that's just how it is, okay? If for the group that I'm tapping into at least. So, I think I'm going to leave it at that and just get a final oracle card or two, because even for the feminines, I feel like this was pretty clear. You're moving in the right direction. I'm not going to pull future cards for you because you're moving towards that sun, all right? And it's in your control. It's really in your control. Don't let the juggling of back and forth or the fluctuating of back and forth get to you. All right, stay grounded. Keep moving towards finding that divinity within yourself. And it will help you to deal with the stuck energies. All right, so let's see. All right, we have yin, which is the first half of yang. So yeah, this is also representative of the feminine energy. All right, so yes, you are being receptive right now to the intervention and to the guidance by the universe. Yin is all about being receptive, as the feminine is. And I feel like it's the same with the masculines here, because they have the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. That's happening now, all right? That's divine intervention, turning the wheel, helping them to turn the wheel. Of course, they have free will, and they're going to have to do their part as well, which I do see them at least taking some responsibility here, wanting to release a burden, all right, by making decisions, making the right decisions. But they are being receptive to the universe and to the universe's messages as well. But I do just want to get one more. All right, we have Imagine. So yeah, keep using your, whatever you do in meditation, or just even when you focus on your own self, whatever it is that you use when it comes to visualizing, that is really going to help you, all right, to move forward. If you don't feel like you have that as a strength, take this as a message to maybe look a little bit more into meditation. Meditation and visualization, most of all for your own self. Could also be talking about dreams for a lot of you, okay? If you have some dreams that you feel are very strong and significant, don't just bypass them, all right? They might have a message in there for you. So be receptive to that as well. All Alright guys, those were the messages for this week. I thank you so, so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if this resonated, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Much love.